Hi, this is Rabbi Young. Thank you for tuning in to the weekly video email. When our congregation was founded in 1976, we took the name B'nai Tzedek because of our community's deep commitment to pursuing justice at every opportunity. We firmly committed to the idea that a synagogue should not only preach justice, but should endeavor to make that principle its guide in every facet of its operation. Every time we enter our sanctuary, we see emblazoned on the wall our motto from the Torah, Tzedek, Tzedek Tirdof, justice, justice shall you pursue. That passion for justice has been upheld as a core value to today, expressed in our most recent update to our mission statement, in which we declare that Tikkun Olam, social action, embodies the Jewish obligation to repair the world by pursuing justice, encouraging acts of tzedakah, and participating in social action. The repeated word tzedek in Deuteronomy 16:20 reminds us that the pursuit of justice is not monolithic. From the beginning of the creation of our religion, our people have acknowledged that justice must be pursued justly. We are commanded to judge based on the case, not the person. Specifically, the Torah mentions that we are neither to favor the rich, because we might gain financially for such favor, nor the poor, because we might be more sympathetic to them. Today, we extend that to those of different races, religions, sexual orientation, gender, age, etc. We should understand that the way a person looks or believes should have no bearing on how we view their behavior. Furthermore, the Jewish people values the sanctity of life over all else, and pikuach nefesh, saving a life, is upheld as one of our highest principles. We are commanded to do what we can to protect human life, and the rabbis of the Talmud go so far as to suggest that almost any mitzvah, any commandment, should be broken in order to save a human life. As a community who stands up for pursuing justice, we are offended by the systemic racism that pervades our society to the point where George Floyd would die under the knee of a man who should have been pursuing justice. We are saddened by the system of injustice in America that has led us to this point. We are horrified by anyone who would support leadership that pours gasoline on the fires of iniquity rather than listen to the cries of the nation. At the same time, we are overjoyed to see that there are leaders out there who are willing to say the name George Floyd. We are moved to tears when we see police officers kneeling with protesters. We are proud to know that Jews and Americans alike will not stand idly by while our neighbors bleed. I share the sentiment of my colleagues in the Central Conference of American Rabbis who cry out against these injustices. As members of a congregation whose very name means a people dedicated to justice, so should we. In the words of the CCAR statement, we stand in solidarity with communities that are peacefully protesting the murder of George Floyd and all victims of systemic racial violence. And we implore, despite the understandable and justified frustration and anger, that the vandalism, looting, and rioting end. We seek solidarity with good, noble, anti-racist law enforcement officials whose good names have been tarnished by these horrific crimes, and we commit ourselves anew to working to bring closer the day when the policies and systems governing the citizens of our nation treat every person equally, both in theory and in reality, regardless of the color of their skin. Congregation B'nai Tzedek, it is time to embody the Jewish obligation to repair the world by pursuing justice. It is incumbent upon us to support people of color in our community and outside our community. If you are able to march safely with peaceful protesters, get out there and march. If you are able to support businesses, especially small businesses owned by African Americans, please do. Since it is Black History Month, it is the perfect time to show solidarity through education, advocacy, and action. Read a book like White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo, The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander, or Just Mercy by Brian Stevenson, or watch the movie Just Mercy, which is streaming for free all month on several streaming devices. Or watch The Hate U Give, When They See Us, 42, Selma, or even Remember the Titans. The ability of a book or a movie to help us empathize is unparalleled and will promote our education of the plight of the other. And no matter what, make sure you vote. Vote for leadership that will support all Americans, not just the ones who violate the Torah's injunction to not favor one side or the other. That is how every citizen can truly pursue justice, by making sure that we will elect officials who will be just in their pursuits. May the memory of George Floyd and the far too many who've come before him and after him serve as our constant reminder to pursue justice.